before we begin with the ribbon cutting, I'd like to announce the name of our new manager.
Yeah, now we're talking! Yeah! Ow!
Shh. Yes, well, anyway. The new manager is a loyal, hard-working employee.
Yes,
The obvious choice for the job.
he's right.
A name you all know. It starts with an S.
That's me!
Please welcome our new manager, Squidward Tentacles!
Yes! Yeah! Oh, better luck next time, buddy! Woo! Woo! Yeah, all right! Woo! People of Bikini Bottom, as the manager of...
SpongeBob?
Hold the phone, folks. I'm getting an important news flash from Mr. Krabs. Go ahead, Mr. K. I'm making a complete what of myself? The most embarrassing thing you've ever seen? And now it's worse because I'm repeating everything you say into the microphone?
Football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football.
Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas to the Crossroads Fantasy Football League. The boys, well, I guess just the boy is back this week with our fallen comrade, and a lot of stuff going on in the league. We have an official last place finisher. Looking forward to hearing what the punishment is going to be. The boys thought they were going to take down meet in the finals. Looks like that's not happening, and we have a upset alert with Shawn Melton steaming towards the championship game. Other people's expectations of winning and peaking too early and talking trash and planning things and then losing in the last seconds. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to dive into, and Will, I'm gonna need you to come back to life here, bud. I know it's hard. I know you're in the trenches. I know you want to practice Shippuden right now and end it, but I need you. I need you right here. Yes. Stop shaking your head. It's okay. You know the cooking is coming tonight. You know it's gonna be okay. We've been doing it to other people all season, and now it's your time. Your time is here. Your season is done. And just like Kevin said earlier when they just went on that long ramble, you got a bag of coal waiting for you atop of your head. So I'm looking forward to talking to you, but I need you here. I need you present.
All right, let's get this over with. Let's get this over with.
Okay.
All right, what are we reviewing first?
Let's just
Stupid ass fantasy football.
let's just dive right in. Let's dive into the last place game, El Toro versus Gordzilla. I don't think that we're surprised to see the result, but I think Tori was sweating big time with Gordon putting one of his best performances together of the season, honestly.
Solid performance.
Drake May with 45 points, Walker 31 points, and it kind of falls off from there. But but still, one of his best performances of the season. But Tori edges him out with 175 points to his 161 and avoids the last place spot, does not have to pay the penalty. How do you feel about Gordon finishing the last place spot? Is it really a surprise to you? And what do you think he's going to choose for his punishment?
I don't think it's a surprise. I definitely think with Genty, with him trading Genty out, I think he was just willing to accept defeat in any means necessary, any possible way. And, you know, it's got to be said, and this is no fault to Gordon at all, because he would have had to predict several weeks into the future. But Genti this week got 36 points. And if you would have placed him in front of Hubbard, you would have won that game. Again, that's not on you. That's just how fantasy plays. But it is a little bit just sad. That you were that close. And if you would have just held on to Genti, you would not be doing this, and we would be making fun of Tori like crazy. But, overall, I think this is what was, predicted. I think this was the most obvious outcome. I realize my eyes are... There we go. I realized this was covering my eyes. I think this is the most predictive outcome, so I don't see any... I mean, his team was just absolute cheeks, my guy. Good job to Drake May and Kenneth Walker, but other than that, your team was cheeks, my guy. So overall, I think if I was him, I would probably do the Waffle House. And maybe we can interview him in the Waffle House.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Could we do a Waffle House interview? I feel like that'd be dope.
If he does the Waffle House, we're going there to do an interview.
Do you think we could do an interview at the ACT, or do you think we'd get kicked out?
I think we'd get kicked out.
Could you imagine?
I don't know where you sign up for the ACT. But I think what we could do is if he does the ACT, we could get there early and act like street reporters, catch him on the sidewalk walking in.
I love that. We definitely need to do that. Definitely need to do that.
So we'll see. So
yeah,
I hope he does the Waffle House penalty. I just think it would be a really fun one for him to do because we could all go visit him at the Waffle House, which I think would be hilarious. So I really want him to do the Waffle House penalty. I would love to do a podcast from Waffle House with him. I just think the comedy factor of it would be really fun. So my vote is for Waffle House. I really hope that's the one he picks.
Now on the other side, we have Tori going from winner of season 1 of the CRFFL to
second to last.
And, it's just, where do you go from here? Because she has now experienced the absolute highs and the absolute lows. And she's in the trench right now. She's not as deep as Gordon, but Gordon's addicted to football. Gordon's absolutely entrenched in football. He's never leaving it. For someone like Tori, what encouragement can you give her? Or what advice could you give her about narrowly missing the forfeit and hoping that doesn't happen again next year?
Yeah, I think the advice that I would give her, the encouragement is it wasn't all bad this season. She had some bright spots. She had some good games. I think that some of the injuries really kind of hurt her big, and she just couldn't recover from it. I think she tried to do her best, made some decent trades, and those trades, kept her out of getting last place at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if I'm her, I'm really evaluating keepers. Do you keep Williams for next season? Do you keep CeeDee Lamb? Or do you keep Tyler Warren, or do you start from scratch? I think that's what her question is. I think that she has to just look at her roster and say, is there anybody worth keeping on here and start setting myself up for next season?
Okay.
But I think that she can take some positives away from the season and know that it wasn't all doom and gloom for her. She had some bright spots, and just late in the season, her team didn't perform. So I'm not. It sucks that you go from winning the championship to finishing second to last place, but you didn't go from winning the championship to finishing last. So, you're not paying the penalty. You're staying out of it. And guess what? Next year is a brand new season, and you start over from scratch.
I got a rules lawyer question specifically for Tori. In thoughts of your keeper for next year, if she decides to keep AJ Brown, how does that work? So you picked up AJ Brown in the second round. Would it fill her second round spot?
Correct. It is going to be whatever. I've done it in leagues, and this is something we'll have to vote on. When I've done keeper in the leagues, it counted for the round above. So if you want to keep somebody taken in the second round, it's going to cost you your first round pick. If you want to keep somebody that was taken in the 8th round, it's going to cost you your 7th round pick. So there's a little bit of a penalty that you pay for keeping a keeper. It's not second round pick.
Okay.
I'm fine doing that if that's what we want to do as a league. I don't really care. We just have to vote on it. But yeah, because I drafted AJ Brown in the second round, at a minimum, it's going to cost her second round pick to keep him. So someone like AJ Brown, you're not even thinking about keeping him because he's not worth a second round pick
No,
next year.
not at all.
You know,
That's what I
so
was thinking of. Is like I didn't know when you picked up AJ Brown. I also didn't know how it worked since technically she didn't pick him up in the second round. You did, and then you
yeah,
traded it later.
it's going to be for whenever that player was drafted, whoever drafted him. So if you're keeping an undrafted player you picked up off waivers, it's going to cost you your last round pick. Last round.
Gotcha.
So that's where you got. So that's the thing. It's like she may have had good production out of somebody who she picked up from waivers. I don't know. She's got to look through her roster, and maybe that's somebody that she's keeping because that person's only going to cost her last round, and maybe that person's worth a 10th round pick. So that or whatever, the 8th round pick. So that's where she's got to evaluate her team and going into next season because it's not all bad. She has some people who can score, and she's got to position herself for next year. So
yeah, and
she has. It's not like she doesn't have anything to work with. Whereas Gordon, I think he knows, and he's going fresh start. Next season
He might keep Drake May. I'd keep Drake May.
Yeah, I mean he could be a worthy keeper.
13th round pick up for the QB, and he's a number 3 QB.
So he's either gonna use him as a 13th round pick or a 12th round pick. So
still steal.
Obviously, tons of value there, and he got a draft pick for the Genty trade.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think overall, it's gonna Gordon's comeback. Is this Waffle House ACT sign flipping penalty worth what next year is going to be? And the only way we can answer that is we're going to have to see how next year turns out. If he wins it all next year because he got some really good draft picks, might be worth it. Might be a 5-brain long game strat. But until next season is locked up, Gordon, my friend, you are in last place, and your team was buns, my guy. But you were tanking for next year anyway, so were we surprised in the end?
All right, well, moving on, we're going to move on to Joel versus Caleb, with Joel pulling out the win and Caleb losing. So Caleb officially finishes in the 8th place spot, and Joel will finish in 7th place. I think that Joel has some interesting decisions he's got to make as far as which keeper he's going to go with next year. Does he keep Bo Nix? Does he keep one of his Bronco boys? Nico Collins, is that somebody that you're looking at keeping? Because I think he was drafted late. I'm not sure.
Nico Collins was picked up second. He picked him up second round. You're not keeping Nico.
The year before is when he was picked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think Joel's got to look through his roster, but tiny claps for Joel. Tiny claps for him. I mean, at the end of the day, he improved his finishing spot by 4 spots.
He did.
So unlike Tori, who went from 1st to 9th, Joel went from 10th up to 7th. So, I mean, he improved greatly on the year. If he keeps this trajectory up, he will be in the playoffs next year.
Yeah.
So there you go. So, I think Joel had a pretty good season. I think the linchpin of his season was really Derrick Henry, and he just didn't get the production out of him week in and week out he thought he was going to get. I mean, he was his keeper. He was the number 37 overall scoring player for taking somebody in the first round. You would hope to get more production out of him. He really only had one huge game, and that was the first game of the season with 35 points. Yeah. Outside of that, he never broke back into the 30s, which is pretty crazy to say.
Pretty crazy.
In our league, to not score in the 30s as a first round player, that's just not the production you need. So I think that was really the grinding point for Joel. And on the other side of the coin, Caleb, I think he's got to lock in if he wants to make any noise next year. I mean, obviously you got Josh Allen. Are you going to keep Josh Allen? That's your number
first round pick.
It's your first round pick. Is he worth keeping? I mean, he's the number 1 QB. He's the number 2 overall scorer. So maybe you just keep him and lock him in.
I don't think so. Sorry to butt in, but I think the reason why Caleb had such a hard season is because he went QB first overall. There are some fantasy basics that everybody needs to know. If you are in a PPR league, your first 2 picks should probably 7 times out of 10, first round, second round should be running backs. And here are the exceptions. The exceptions would be wide receivers. Like if I am going to pick up a star running back, then all of the star running backs are gone, and the next best pick is like a Jamar Chase level wide receiver or a JSN level wide receiver. You would pick him up early. The reason why you go running backs early is because, one, running backs can get you points on the ground and they can catch. Two, they're not reliant all the time on a crappy quarterback. You can have good running backs paired with terrible quarterbacks and terrible offenses overall. We've seen that countless times. Because Caleb went with Josh Allen, I think that highly just hampered the rest of his team, and it never really came up to anything. I would not waste my next first round on a quarterback. Earliest quarterback should be going is probably round 4. I would not pick up Josh Allen earlier than, like, I would even say a third round pickup for a quarterback is reaching. Because if you don't get Josh Allen, that's okay. You can get someone like Patrick Mahomes. I think I picked him up in the 5th round or 6th round. And yeah, he didn't do Josh Allen numbers, but he did me well. And that allowed me to get JSN. That allowed me to get Jahmyr Gibbs, elite level running backs and wide receivers like that. So I think that's where Caleb made his biggest mistake. And I would not make that mistake again. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, because the point is, while yes, Josh Allen is going to win you some games single-handedly, and he did do that for Caleb. The point is that yes, while he may score 55 points or 50 points, there are still other quarterbacks in the league that are going to score those points on a weekend. Patrick Mahomes can do it. Justin Herbert can do it. Matt Stafford can do it. Jared Goff
Drake
can do
May
it.
has done it. Bo Nix has done it.
Yeah, I mean, it goes because the way the NFL is set up, it sets up for quarterbacks to be able to score. So there are more quarterbacks that you can get production out of. Running backs are at a premium.
And think about how many running back spots you have. You can technically fill in 3 running back spots when you only need to fill in 1 quarterback spot.
Yeah. So you're not really supposed to be looking for a QB till the end. Like maybe if you're the last pick in the 2nd round, like you can maybe sneak a QB in there.
Still a reach, man.
It is a reach, but if Josh Allen's available, I mean, maybe that's somebody you can go with.
I don't think he's worth that high. Again, late 3rd would be the earliest, and even then, I
agree with you. You shouldn't take a quarterback in the 1st round. I agree with you on that. I think that if you're late 2nd round and Josh Allen's on the board, I think you got to consider it. I think you're crazy if you're just saying, like, I'm not going to consider that pick.
I mean,
he's a number 2 scoring fantasy player in the league.
Yeah, but he's one player, and again,
I understand that.
The difference between the difference between that and a Patrick Mahomes or a Drake May or a Bo Nix or a Matthew Stafford or whatever is not that great of a difference. But the distance between a Jahmyr Gibbs and a Travis Etienne is high. The difference between a JSN and a Egbuka is gradually different in what you get points wise, and that's what I'm arguing. I understand. It's a good pickup.
I'm not taking a quarterback in the 2nd round.
No, I'm not doing it. Not at all.
But I'm just saying, if somebody took Josh Allen with the last pick in the 2nd round, I'm not going to throw like a ton of shade at them. I'm not going to do it. I would never do that.
I give a little bit. It'd be fun.
So anyway, all right, and then we got the battle of who do we got next?
The girls.
The girly girls for the 5th, 6th spot, and Heather's Haterade puts a stomp down on Katie.
I don't even think Katie set up her lineup.
I don't even think she said her
lineup. The kicker that wasn't in. She had
Devontae
Adams who was
out. Yeah, so we don't need to like break down the game much. Katie didn't really care, which is fine.
Which is fair. It was irrelevant.
It was irrelevant. But Heather needs to decide what she's going to do. I mean, for next season, is she going to keep Jonathan Taylor? Is she going to keep Puka?
Shoot, that's right. I forgot she has Puka.
where does she draft Puka? Where does she draft
She
Taylor? Like
drafted
those are the questions.
Puka was second overall.
Yeah. And
Jonathan
then
Taylor was third overall. Ugh.
no, third overall?
Sorry, third round.
Third round.
Wait, no,
So
wait. Third round? Yes, third round for Jonathan Taylor, second round for Puka. That is going to be a rough decision because both of them are great. Puka, number one wide receiver, fifth overall on fantasy points. Jonathan Taylor, third running back, fourth overall fantasy points. So they are literally next to each other in the fantasy lineup for points scored.
yeah.
Who would you go for?
Where jeez, man. I think that you're splitting hairs with both those players, and I think that I'm just gonna try to save the draft pick because here's the reality. If you depending on where you're drafting, if you give up Puka and you keep Jonathan Taylor, you might be able to draft Puka.
That's fair.
So I would probably I'd probably keep Jonathan Taylor and move off Puka. So that would be my thing for her. Obviously for Heather, a big, huge wrinkle in her gear was the Joe Burrow injury as her keeper. That really hurt. And if you just look at his production since he came back, the question is what could she have done if she had him the whole season? I mean, his 4 games back, 30, 39, 17, and 44. I mean, it's pretty impressive of what he brought back to the table. So, with that being said, she did weather the storm with Matt Stafford,
And Daniel Jones.
and Daniel Jones. So, I mean, I don't really know what to say about Heather's team. I mean, honestly, kind of a shocker she's finishing in the 5th place spot.
I agree.
It's a little weird because she has her team is good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I can't really say anything about her and what kind of happened with her team. I don't think she had a bad season at all. I think she overcame a lot of injuries, and so
I
kudos to
agree.
her. And she showed a lot of grit, going from finishing 9th place, moving all the way up to 5th. Big jump. And I mean, she was right there in the contention. I mean, starting out the season hot. So a huge improvement to Heather from season 1 to season 2 in the
100%.
CRFFL. And so got to give her kudos.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really know what happened to Katie's team either. Towards the end of the season, I guess
I
she
th-
just had some injury issues.
I
I mean,
think I think if you look at it, I think both teams suffered from bad timing in the playoff run.
yeah,
Heather lost her first playoff round. She scored 178 points. That's more than what I scored in the semifinals. 178 is nothing to scoff at. But Kevin scores 218. Shawn
yeah,
is going against Katie, who Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Dobbs, and the Green Bay defense. We talked about this. They were all going against Denver, and the point showed that Jordan Love only got 28 points. Josh Jacobs got 25, was good. Dobbs only got 7, and the Green Bay defense only got 2 points. Like
yeah.
there shows you the struggles. Your
One
wide
thing
receiver.
I feel like players and league managers need to think of when you're drafting quarterbacks and receivers. Teams like the Bears, Chicago, Josh Allen's the anomaly. Mainly the Bears and the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Those teams late in the season are playing in rough outdoor conditions. They don't play in a dome.
Of course.
And so I think like that's one of the things I would say with Katie's team is she relied so heavily on the Packers, and early on they were cooking. But as you get in those later games, look at the scores of those games. It's
Yeah.
like 16-12, 15-10. I mean, they're cold winter weather grinded out games. And yeah, the Packers may win or the Bears may win, but like they're not getting you big fantasy production because they're playing in sleeting rain and 10-degree weather.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I would kind of look at Katie's team and just be like, her team was built more for the early season, which is where she was cooking.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to kind of have a yellow flag, not a red flag, a yellow flag for those players who play in outdoor stadiums in those very harsh condition cities late in the season in November and December when fantasy football is about the playoffs. You got to think
Yeah.
about that. dome quarterbacks are such a good way to go because they get to play in good weather 50% of the games no matter what because they
Yeah.
play in a dome.
Yeah.
So,
The only other thing I would extrapolate is I do think to some extent you need to be flexible with your pickups and always looking at waivers to pick up people. There are givens of people who are starts, game in, game out. Christian McCaffrey, obviously proved, starts week in, week out. Josh Allen, week in, week out. Jonathan Taylor and Puka, week in, week out. Jameer Gibbs, Bijan, week in, week out. Someone like a Keenan Allen. That was your wide receiver 2. For this game, your wide receiver 2 against Kansas City in the game that you lost to Shawn in the first round of the playoffs. He's been your wide receiver 1 to 2 with Davante Adams for very long. And I've said it every single time as the resident Charger fan that I'm nervous about anything Chargers. Fantasy-wise, 1, the O-line is terrible. 2, there's a lot of receiving options. There's a lot of options for the Chargers between Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, Omarion Hampton, Aronde Getson, and Keenan Allen. So it's one of those things of like Keenan Allen might he only got you 10 points in week 15. That's one of the reasons why you went out. Your wide receiver 1, 2 only got you 10 points. That's not enough for a wide receiver 1 or a wide receiver 2 option. I mean, that's barely a flex option. So I think you need to look at the circuit. Like, you need to follow your teammates or your team. What's going on in there? So, the same thing could have happened with Puka. Puka's a fantastic receiver. Puka is a fantastic receiver. But I guarantee you, if the Rams O-line got blown to smithereens and Matt Stafford didn't have enough time in the pocket to actually throw the ball to Puka, his numbers would suffer. And you have to make the hard decision. Okay, he's not getting fed as much because he doesn't have enough time to get separation to actually catch the ball and make you points. Is it enough to weather a storm? Is it enough to put him in the... Should I start looking to replacements? And that is the one thing I would give on Katie's. Is I saw the same lineup of Keenan Allen, Davante Adams, Mitchie, Dobbs. Now, granted, I will give you this, you did have Drake London. Drake London got injured. Drake London was also a weird anomaly as well, so I'll give you that. But I did see this kind of the same lineup week in, week out for the most part, besides, when bye weeks happened. And I do think that's where sometimes you need to be more flexible, really try to find those deep waiver pickups, which is where you find like your Ricos for you, Mike, who has still been doing you pretty good justice for the most part up to week 16. He didn't do great this week, but he's still putting up decent numbers week in, week out. So yeah.
For Katie next year, I think she's got. Does she keep Christian McCaffrey for the 3rd year in a row? Is that what she does? He's only gonna give so much production. He's a number 1 running back, number 1 overall scoring person. So all signs point to you keep him.
I feel like you have to.
I feel like you have to keep him. So I think that's one thing. Another interesting keeper option could be Davante Adams, even though he did get an injury, but she took him in the 5th round. And he was the number 7 wide receiver, number 36 overall scoring person.
Yeah.
So you could look at Davante Adams, but I think you keep Christian McCaffrey and you just keep rolling with that. So
yeah, because it's now kind of a defensive thing. If you don't keep Christian McCaffrey, that means whoever gets the 1st round pick is picking up Christian McCaffrey. It's either gonna be Gibbs, McCaffrey, or Bijan. So it's like it's one of those things of like, unless I would only let Christian McCaffrey go if I knew that I was going to be either the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd overall pick. Because I would be willing to let Christian McCaffrey go if it means I could either get Jameer Gibbs or Bijan.
True.
That would be my thing. If I had the 3rd overall
you could keep him and do a trade. You could trade him somebody.
You could do that as well, which is fantastic. But I would not get rid of Christian McCaffrey unless I'm guaranteed either Jameer Gibbs or Bijan, because those are the only 2 running backs that would fill that void that is in your team right now. So I wouldn't let that go unless you had that to fill it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, here we go. Now we're to the nitty-gritty.
Mm.
And it's time, Will.
Oh, hey, I got a phone call. I'll be right back.
Okay, you got a phone call.
No. Okay. All right. Do your worst.
How are you feeling right now? I mean, 152-point outing for your boys.
It's
And Shawn drops the hammer with 197. Was this his highest scoring week of the year?
no, he's been in the 200-point club.
No, he's never been in the 200-point
I'm pretty sure he's been in the 200-point club.
I don't think so.
We'll take a look. We must take a
so.
look. He was in the 160s. He was 189 against me. The last time I played against him, he was 189. He just really likes to go put his best. He was at 198 in week 11. 170, 160, 170. No, this is his highest scoring game. But not in the 200-point club. So, yeah.
So I mean, he balls out. Obviously, a big gaping hole in your team is getting Patty Mahomes is out.
Oh yeah,
which is terrible. Bucky Irvin puts up a stinker for you. JSN 27 points. You can't
that was nerve-wracking because he had a goose egg at halftime on the Thursday night game. So I thought I was cooked by halftime on Thursday. And then luckily it went into overtime and he caught that overtime touchdown pass for them to win it, which was also amazing game to watch.
Yeah. The question is, could you have done it? If you would have put
yes,
in
I would have. Yes, I would have. If I would have put in Warren instead of Irving or Swift, that would have gotten me 22 more points. So I would have been at 50, 60, 72. No, maybe I couldn't have done it. That would have gotten me to 74. And then if I would have put in Burner instead of Gadsden, that would have gotten me another 16 points. So 72, 82, 8. No, the best I think I could have gotten is 88. So it kind of just is what it is. I said that I would need at least 180 and I would have felt comfortable, and Shawn put up a 197. You got to respect it. And I think overall, I did the best I could with the circumstances given to me. Yes, I could have put in Burner, but would I have put a rookie Seahawk in against the Rams when before this he had 7 points, 6 points, 10 points, 4 points? No. And the only reason why he got 17 points is because he got a touchdown. Is what it is. Yeah. That's fantasy. Was I really going to put Jaylen Warren in against Detroit? Probably not, because DeAndre Swift was going against Green Bay without Micah Parsons, so I thought that was a better defensive matchup. And Bucky Irving was going against Carolina. So it's like, those seemed like the more logical picks. And, Jaylen Warren is a fantastic running back, and he did wonders. But again, it doesn't matter, because even if I would have put my best, I still would have lost by probably about 11 points to Shawn. And we got to, that's fantasy. We got to give it up to Shawn, because Shawn's team has been cooking for a while. And I think the biggest things that have been helping him, Dak Prescott against a Chargers defense still puts you 30 points. The Bijan Chase Brown, it is crazy where he has come from. Listen to his first 5 weeks compared to his last 5 weeks. 15 points, 13 points, 7 points, 13 points, 11 points. That was his first 5 weeks.
6 weeks was 9.
6 weeks was 9. That was his first 6 weeks. He was a bona fide first round running back draft pick. He was probably like late first round pick. He puts up this stinker, and it's like, man, Chase Brown just wasn't who we thought he was. And then the last 5 weeks was 24 points, 23 points, 18 points, 21 points, and then 34 points against Miami, which is fantastic. He has really been so helpful. Really, since the emergence of Chase Brown, Shawn's team has been getting those wins. You got Justin Jefferson and Mike Evans. They don't put up crazy numbers, but they did so much better than last week that this is fine. Dallas Goedert with 12 is totally fine for a tight end. You don't expect much besides some of the few ones. McMillan with 22 points. Him with the emergence of Carolina has also been a pretty nice. He's not consistent, but he does bring you a really nice. All of a sudden, oh shoot, he brings up you 22 points on your flex. That's crazy. And he had Trevor Lawrence on the bench with 44 points. And he had a Genty on the bench with 36 points. And he has Fannin on the bench with 20 points. So it's like he could have even done better. You know, we're talking about me putting my best in. He didn't even have his best out there.
I know.
The team's scary, man. It's scary.
It is scary. And a couple things I want to say about his team is you look at Chase Brown, and this is where I got to give a ton of credit to Shawn. Chase Brown, drafted by Joel, 3rd round pick, dropped by Joel September 29th, and Shawn picked him up for $47 off waivers.
Good
that
pickup.
that move right there is probably the move that saved his season. Because you go from having not good running back production. I don't know who was he playing before that? I don't even know who was in his starting lineup, but now you got Bijan and Chase Brown to finish your season. I mean, that's strong.
Yeah, Travion Henderson.
Yeah, who's that? No one even knows.
He's a rookie.
Yeah, so I mean, huge pickup by Shawn there, and that's where you got to give credit where credit's due with him. He's not giving up. He's in there grinding. He's on the waivers. He's looking at every single thing that's going on, all the transactions, seeing people get dropped and saying, hey, I'm going to take a risk on this guy. You're going to drop your 3rd round pick. I'm going to pick him up. $47, got him. So huge shout out to him there. Goes with the Genty trade. And although he wasn't in, I mean, I think that it's been, it was a decent trade. I mean, obviously
it got him in though to the playoffs.
It did. I mean, he used him. He had a 28-point score. I mean, he was scrapping for anything he could to get him in there. So I think Shawn made some very wise moves and just positioned his team to get in. And he's got, 8 wins in a row?
He's on a 9-game streak because he came into the playoffs at 7-7, and he's won the past 2 weeks in the playoffs. So if he beats you next week, that is a 10-game win on the bounce to win the playoffs.
Insane
Cinderella story.
All right, before we move on, let's talk about, since your season's over, let's talk about what you're looking at for next year. Do you have a keeper that you're like, I'm keeping this person, it's already locked in?
I need to do some looks. It really kind of comes down to what is my position in the draft? Because my top 2 options are JSN, who I picked up.
JSN is 4th round pick.
4th round pick.
6 overall scoring player. That is.
But do I want to give up Jahmyr
Nice.
Gibbs, who I got for the 2nd round pick?
Yeah.
So,
You got to think if we're paying the 1 round penalty.
He'd be first round.
Jahmyr Gibbs is going to cost you the 1st round. JSN is going to cost you a 3rd round.
So I think it comes down to I really want to look at what is my draft position going to be. I'm going to be kind of in a similar situation with Katie. If I am able to pick up the 3rd position, then I might, or the 2nd position, I might be happy with giving up Gibbs and keeping JSN. JSN's an elite wide receiver who is really blown up on the spot. And then I could either pick up Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan back if I have the 2nd round pick. Or if Katie decides not to keep Christian McCaffrey, which I don't think that's possible. Then
I also think draft order, this is like getting ahead, but I think draft order should be determined by how we finished. And we can either do it that if you finish last, you get to pick where you pick first, or if you finish last, you automatically get you're picking first. But I think since we're doing a snake draft, I think Gordon should get to pick where he picks first. I think that's how we should determine draft order.
So that will leave me that'd leave me with a hard decision, because that means I would be either 4th to last or 3rd to last in the draft order. And that means I'm probably not getting one of the elite running backs. I'm not getting your Bijan. I'm not getting your Gibbs. I'm not getting your Chase Brown.
So that's why maybe you keep Gibbs.
That might be why I keep Gibbs. But again, JSN. It's one of those things. It's going to be either Gibbs or JSN. Luckily, I have the entire offseason to see what to pick. But I am very fortunate that I don't think I have a. It's not like I have nobody pick. I picked Bucky Irving, and I got this far. And Bucky Irving was injured for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. So, you know, I'm gonna have a better pickup hopefully this year or next year, knock on wood. But that's gonna be, for me at least, it's either Gibbs or JSN.
Mm-hmm. All right, sounds good. Well, here we go. Let's get to my game. And so, Will, let me just.
Can I take the bag off now?
You can take the bag off.
Okay,
Your
thank
time.
you.
Your time is done. Thank you for doing that.
Gosh. Every time I would move a millimeter, I just heard. So
Will,
hard
let
to
me
focus.
let me take you on a journey.
Okay.
I want to take you on. I want to bring you and the CRFFL. I want to bring all of you with me to this weekend.
I'm not even
And I
gonna
want
say anything.
you-
I'm gonna put my feet
I
up and
want
just listen.
I want all of you to experience what I experienced. So
All right.
sit back, buckle up, and listen up. We're going to go all the way back to Thursday night.
Okay.
Okay? Thursday night, the Rams play the Seahawks in one of the wildest football games
It was a good
of
game.
the season.
It was
It
a
was a
great
great
game.
game. Great game. And at the end of that game, I go on to my Jib Jams here. I look at my scores. And what do I see? Well, I scroll down and I see on my bench, we talked about it last week. Do I start Sam Darnold? Do I start Justin Herbert? I said, you know what? I'm going to start Justin Herbert. I'm going to ride with the lady that I brought to the dance. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to roll with him.
A
I'm
loyal
locked
man
in.
you are.
And I see Sam Darnold drop 31.
Good points for him.
Good points for him. And I'm thinking, that's not a good omen for me. Because you look at Justin Herbert, last 4 weeks, last 5 games, 19, 21, 22, 8, 22.
Not good.
Not good. So I'm already kind of in my feels a little bit. And I'm saying, you know what? Maybe this is it. And I'm already thinking to myself, probably going to be a loss.
Probably.
Sunday morning rolls around. Hey, let's see what the day brings.
Yeah. Let's go to the races.
I wake up. I'm playing drums at church. I have a massive headache. I mean, killing me. I go to church. On my way to church, I feel like I'm going to shit my pants. I get to church. I walk in and I literally, like, Billy's there. I go right to the bathroom, take the biggest dump ever. I've just got hit with the devil virus.
I don't know what this has to do with football.
I don't know what it was. I'm getting into it. I don't know what it was. So I got to gut out a drum performance of my life on Sunday morning. I'm back in the cage sweating, not from the heat, but from just exhaustion and headaches and diarrhea. Playing these songs, and we got to play Tremble to end the set. So, of course, I can't leave early. I got to wait to the last set. Play Tremble, get in my truck, get home, and dude, I get in my bed. And the Panthers are playing at 1 o'clock. I never get to see the Panthers play. Huge game. I really want to watch it. I lay down when I get home at 11:30. I pass out, dude. I am out. So I'm out. I sleep all the way till 4:30. I wake up to a flurry of text messages. I think I had 30 text messages, all from the CRFFL.
Yeah.
I open up my sleeper app. Lo and behold, Jay Herbie went off.
He did.
I think at that point in time, I think my projections were like 75% chance to win.
Oh yeah.
I am feeling I'm on cloud 9. I'm feeling great. I'm like, awesome. I'm gonna win this thing. Pass back out. Sleep all the way through the next round of games. Wake up to another flurry of text messages. I look at my phone. All I see from Kevin, I love the Lions. I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
Open up my app.
Oh yeah.
And freaking Jared Goff and the Lions just go off.
They
And
go off.
My percentage went from 75% down to, I think I was down to 12%.
Yeah, it was low. It was bleak.
It was low. It was bleak. And so in my mind, all of a sudden, instantly, and I see your score. And my mind starts running. I think I even sent you a text. I think I sent you got to cook up a good meme for me and you losing this week.
Yeah, if it happens.
Like, if it happens, like, you got to cook up a good meme. In my mind, I'm kind of already, like, resigned, like, we're losing. I'm losing this game. Because then I look at who I got left to play. I got freaking George Kittle. And I'm like, he's been hot or not the whole season.
You've barely played him as well as your tight end.
I barely played him. I only played him because Rashee Rice was out. Remember, we talked about it.
Yeah, and Rashee Rice
he was
out last minute.
He was out last minute, so I had to play him. I'm like, well, got to roll with Kittle, which, like, you look at his scores, he had not had a lot of good scores all season. And again, another cautionary tale to the league. Freaking Caleb had Kittle and dropped him, and I picked him up. Just because somebody gets injured in the second week of the season, do not drop the player. What are we doing here, guys?
Yeah.
What are we doing? So I pick him up. So I'm looking,
picked him up
and
back in September.
September, dude.
You picked him at September 12th.
Stashed him on my bench. So on my IR spot. So then I'm looking at who I got left to play. I got Kittle, and we got Kittle against McBride. Right? Is that who it was?
No, it was Kittle versus Pittman.
And I'm thinking, this is a wrap, dude. This is a straight up wrap. Like, I'm not winning this thing. And so I think it's about 7:45 on Monday night. And there's a group text message that comes through. The CRFFL didn't see it. Just me and you saw it, Will. And in this text message, it was Kevin. And he said, hey. He said, if I win. He didn't say when. He said if. If I win, what's the rules on taking over the podcast? Because I have something really funny. Me and Shawn have something really funny to say. And my response back was, why don't you focus on winning the game first? And then, lo and behold, he adds Shawn. It's this whole back and forth, all this stuff. And here's the thing, Will. One thing you never do in fantasy football, you never say that the game has been won until it's over, dude. I have seen games end. The games end. It's Tuesday. Scoring correction by the NFL. Yep. And I've seen games flip on Tuesday. It's never over till it's over. And so the only thing I can say to Kevin, the clown man himself, our dear Reverend, is you of all people should know by the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, you do not upset the juju that's in the atmosphere. And you need to hold this loss 100% on you. And because you did the classic jinx and you jinxed yourself, why would you jinx yourself as a fantasy football owner and a football sports fan? You know, until the rooster crows and the cows come home, the rooster crows and the cows come home and the hay is made, that's when you can ask, hey, can we do a cool bit on the podcast? And now you don't get to do it, Kevin. And you got to hold it. And I hope to God it's funny because we ain't going to see it right now. And hopefully we'll see it next year. But your boy is cooking and your boy's in the finals. And you're going to be sitting at home on the bench playing Will for third place. And I hope that you enjoy it. And so that's all I got to say about that. And there we go. And Kittle's my ride or die. Don't drop your boy in September just because he has an ankle fracture or something. And I pick him up and he carries me off to victory. And I jump on his back like a stallion and ride him into the sunset, baby.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say about that.
No, it was wild. Like, I agree with you. You do not start talking smack. You do not start preparing stuff like that. Because here's the thing, you can say if. You can come back and say, oh, I only said if, I didn't say when. It doesn't matter. The fact that you initiated the text message basically was like,
I'll screenshot it and send it to you so you can put it in.
Oh no, I'm already putting it in.
Oh,
Sorry, this is already
it.
after. But the first thing I need to say before we really deep dive it all is that Kevin, thank you, because I was gonna meme myself for meme of the week, but you gave me so much gold. People are like, even my wife was like, why don't you meme yourself? And it's like, well, to be fair, up until this point, I was just winning 11-3 for the season. So there wasn't a lot of time. This was going to be the time where I eat corn and it is what it is. I'm going to meme myself because it's fair. I got my butt kicked. But you gave me a gold mine. I can't. So it is what it is. But here's the problem. His defense afterwards was, oh, well, I said if. It doesn't matter. The fact that you sent the text message before the game was wrapped meant
before the game started, before the
points were wrapped, because you sent that, you were insinuating I'm going to win anyway. I'm just being humble by saying if. But I know that I'm going to win. So let's plan this now because I got a lot on my plate and I don't want you, I don't want this to be too much of an inconvenience for me. You
couldn't wait 3 hours?
No, he couldn't. He came in very arrogant. You can say if all you want, but you don't send that before the games are wrapped. The only person who could have done that is Shawn, because Shawn was at that point was absolutely cooking me. It's pretty obvious that I was not going to come back from that. But that swing, nah. Unless it's a 99%, unless it's a I'm in the 120s and you're already in the 200s, you don't jinx it. And that's just what happened. And
it is.
It's a beautiful thing to
say. I will give Kevin his credit. He called me today. He said, "Hey, congratulations. You played great game, all that stuff." So I love Kevin to death. I love our league. I think it's one of the best fantasy football leagues, but
Shameful.
He just had a blunder. He had a blunder, and I can't fault him. It's the 7 in his Enneagram. He was so excited. He had such a great idea, and I said, he was like, it's just going to take me a long time to make this. He said today, he's like, it's going to take me a long time to make this meme. And I said, bro, that's what Will does every week. I said, you think it's easy doing this? I said, this is what Will does every week, bro.
Every week.
It's a grind out.
I'm up till midnight working.
But I will say,
in the sweatshop.
From what he said, and I told him, I said, dude, if it's a funny idea, do not divulge what it is. We're going to find a way to get it in at some point in the time. So he's holding on to it, which is great. So I really want to see it. And he's like, but again, you just can't put it out there. You can't do it. So
you can't. And when it comes down to it, it was a clash of the Titans. It was a 200-point club, and we can meme Kevin all he wants, and he definitely deserves the memeing for that, but he doesn't deserve the memeing for what his team did. I mean, you're talking about 44 points from Goff, 29 points from Saquon, 32 points from Cook. I would say the biggest downside and probably why he lost it is that St. Brown did not put up the points that he should have. And it says he's questionable. Was he did he get injured in the game?
I guess it was in the game. Yeah.
No, he did 90. He was a part of 97% of the snaps. He only got he just didn't get anything. He didn't get any looks. And that is surprising overall to see. But then again, Devontae Smith, 18 points, Dalton Schultz, 15 points. Your flex is a little weak. And that's always been your struggle. And then New Orleans with 29 points. Ugh. Disgusting against the Jets. That was a good... I don't know if he picked that up.
He did because, and I will also give him credit there. I'll also give him credit there. I tried to pick up New Orleans, but he was ahead of me in the waiver order.
That was a smart pickup. Anything against the Jets, smart pickup.
Because I had to pick up a defense too, which I picked up. So my second pick was the Minnesota.
That was also a good
defense,
pickup.
Which was a good pickup, but I was trying to get New Orleans bad, but I had no money. Yeah. And he was ahead of me in the waiver
$4 on it.
And he got it. So kudos to him for that. He had a solid pick. I think for Kevin, I think that if I'm looking towards next year, I think the one great thing about Kevin's season is he knows he can move off. I feel like you're moving off Barkley, you're moving off Jackson. You're not keeping them. Barkley was your number one pick. You're not going to keep him. Jackson, I don't think he's even worth thinking about keeping. But no. I think that he needs to look at Jared Goff for his keeper. He took Jared Goff with the 10th round. In his 10th round. He's the number 17 overall scoring player, number 9 quarterback. So you're talking about only potentially costing you a 9th round pick to keep Goff. I think that is a really good pick. That's a really good keeper option right there for Kevin on his bench. I think Cook could be another option. He took him in the 4th round. He's the 15th overall scoring 6th running back. So potentially only.
You're not looking at St. Brown,
pick.
3rd overall wide receiver?
But where did he take St. Brown? I didn't look at that yet.
He took him in second, so that would be your first
Second.
round pick.
That's what I'm saying. Be your first round pick. So again, you could keep St. Brown. Not saying that's not an option, but I just think there's more value in keeping Goff. To me, Goff has the most value as a keeper because he took him so late, 10th round.
You know, he kind of has the opposite issue, but I think it's more in his favor if you think of draft order. If we're doing this order, which we haven't confirmed on, but what you're talking about, where Gordon would be the first overall pick, and either you or Shawn would be the last first round pick, that means Kevin is either going to be in the 3rd spot or the 4th spot, depending on this game coming up. He has St. Brown, and he has Cook, where I'm on the opposite side. I have JSN and Gibbs. Usually around the late first half is where you're running out of elite running backs, but you're getting into the elite wide receivers. So you could get rid of St. Brown and keep Cook, who's a good running back substitute, and then you could still pick up a St. Brown or a Justin Jefferson or a Jamar Chase or whoever. Because that around that end first round, beginning second round is where the elite wide receivers, and you're falling right in that slot. So now that you're talking about it, St. Brown might be a good to drop, and Goff, I just don't. I think keeping
you just don't like keeping quarterbacks.
Who else kept a quarterback as their who kept a quarterback?
Gordon kept Jaden Daniels.
Gordon kept Jaden Daniels. He got last place.
Yes.
Caleb kept Josh Allen, I believe. Didn't he?
Yes.
He didn't make it into the playoffs. Who else?
Tori kept Jalen Hurts, I think, right?
I can't remember.
Or did she draft him?
No, he was 3rd overall pick. There was another person, I think, who
I think it's just them.
Heather picked up. I think Heather kept Joe Burrow. Heather kept Joe Burrow, but Heather's the anomaly because Heather's the one anomaly. So you're saying out of the people who kept their QBs, more than half of them.
Well, also to your point, Heather kept Joe Burrow and he got injured and basically had to pick up another quarterback, and she still had a good season.
Exactly.
Playoffs without even relying on her keeper, who is Joe Burrow. So to your point, maybe not keeping a quarterback is just not the move.
It's just not the move. There's so many quarterbacks that can get the job done. Like, Katie got to the playoffs with Jordan Love. Jordan Love is a 13th-ranked quarterback. He's not a fantastic fantasy quarterback. And she still got the job done. Why? Because her first-round keep was Christian McCaffrey. You know? And then Josh Jacobs as a secondary, number 9 overall running back. It's like, you got to think of it like that. Like, people need to stop glazing the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks can get you bonkers points like a Josh Allen, but it's just one guy. It's just one guy. It's just one guy.
I understand.
So, yeah, I would say keep Cook. Keep Cook, and then your first-round pick is an elite wide receiver, and you're ramped up to go. Because then if you get elite wide receiver in the first-round pick, snake draft, get an early second round, decent running back. That means you have Cook, a decent running back. Maybe you pick up Saquon again and he's in your second round or something like that. Maybe you pick up an Amarion Hampton, something like that. And then you also have St. Brown back or in a St. Brown alike. I think that's solid.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Look ahead to next week. Me versus the man, the myth, the legend, Shawn. And here's what I want to say out the gate on this matchup. First of all, I don't want to hear any of this stuff from Shawn about my team can't even sniff 200 points. We just went through it. You had like 400.
No, let's if we're airing out this entire chat, we're going to air out everything. So after Kevin got humbled, whatever it was, I said the only one who can talk smack early is Shawn because he's locked his game down. And then Shawn said, I'll get smacked around next week by Mike. I said, shut your mouth, Shawn. You must win. I must lose to the one who won it all. That's just my own vendetta. I have to. He said, my team is incapable of crossing the 200-point threshold, which, brother, if you actually like put your strongest team together, you would have crossed it with ease. With ease, my guy. And I said, Brother, you're in the finals. You're 9 wins on the bounce. You're a man now. You better find some bass in your voice because there's no more, oh, my team can't this, my team can't that. Your team, a team that is, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, yada, 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 is not a team that wins 9 games in a row. Half of those games were against the likes of Kevin, me, Heather, and Katie. You played me twice. You played Katie twice. You played Heather once. You played Kevin once. So that's 6 out of the last 9 have been in the upper threshold level, and you've beaten us. So there's no more of this, oh, I'm just this shy little guy.
He loves playing that card.
He loves playing that.
He loves it.
And I'm sick and tired of it. Be a man. Be a man. Grab your ass and say, I'm going to do this.
You must be swift as the coursing rain. Be a man.
I'm not
with the strength of a great typhoon.
I'm not with this jittery, shaking hands, rubbing my nipples. Oh, I'm not good enough sort of ordeal. You be a man. You got this. Come on. Anyways, pet peeve.
Here's what I'll say.
Peeve.
One thing that I'm excited about.
Okay.
I feel good about that for me. The Cowboys are eliminated from playoff contention.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that going to do to his golden boy, Dak Prescott, who has been a beast for him all season? He is the number 5 quarterback, the number 12 overall scoring player in the league. Could we be looking at a Patty Mahomes, Will Howard situation for Shawn?
I don't think so.
I mean, he's going to play.
No, he's going to play, but like look at for example Joe Burrow. He just went off last week against he just went off for Heather's team, scoring 44 points against Miami. Cincinnati and Miami are not in playoff contention. They're out. They've been eliminated, and Joe Burrow still threw up some freaking bombers, and Dak is going against Washington. I was there. I watched Washington's defense. They are poop from a butt, my guy. They are terrible. I would be terrified of Dak. I think Dak is going to do fantastic, personally.
Yeah. That makes me feel a little okay. I'm worried about Bijan on Monday Night Football.
Against the Rams, though. Rams have a great defense.
That's true.
They have a great defense.
We got Bijan. Obviously, we just talked about Chase Brown.
It's going against Arizona. I think that's pretty good.
Arizona in Cincinnati. So we'll see what happens there. Mike Evans. I don't know about him. Justin Jefferson. Who are they playing? They play on Christmas Day too.
They're playing against Detroit. So that's going to be a tough matchup. Which Justin Jefferson has not been fantastic at all. I mean, they need a quarterback really, really, really bad. They should not have given up Sam Darnold. So I think that's where it's hard because it's Justin Jefferson. It's Justin Jefferson, and I know I know it's Justin Jefferson, but they're going against Detroit. Do you switch him out? And if you do, who do you switch him out with? I think that's a hard decision to make. Do you switch him out for McMillan, who is playing the Seahawks, and then you can bring in Genty, maybe, against the Giants? That might be a shout, honestly. Because it's just like I know it's Justin Jefferson, but it's like he hasn't done. He got you 18 points last week in the win against me. That's nice. But then before that, 6 points, 4 points, 2 points, 10 points, 14 points, 10 points. Then he has an 18 point. Granted, that 18 point was against Detroit, at Detroit. So maybe he can do some magic again for you. It's just, I feel like Justin Jefferson is such a risk because of how bad their quarterback situation is. If it was Sam Darnold again, it'd be a no-brainer. But it's just one of those things. And you're talking about all of this sort of stuff. Here's of all this stuff. Here's my other question for you. You are like, oh man, I think Dak might be I think Dak might be in my favor. In your favor, Mike, because
Yeah.
he's eliminated. Don't forget he has Trevor Lawrence on the bench,
I know.
who this past week put up 44 points, and the week before put up 59, and the week before put up 30, and the week before put up 33, and the week before put 32 up. And they're going against Indianapolis, who look terrible. Besides the first 8 weeks, Indianapolis is not who they were in the first 8 weeks. So you play Trevor in?
Shawn has the balls to put in Trevor Lawrence, who he hasn't played all season,
it might be a shout.
and he scores over 200 and I lose, he deserves the crown.
Inshallah, so be it.
He deserves the crown. I would not feel bad at all if he makes that coaching decision and it's the right one. I'd take my L. I'd take it gladly.
I think it's a good thing in the quarterback position. Like, this is me talking to Shawn now. This is not me memeing. This is me seriously doing my analysis. I think you have a good problem in the quarterback position. Dak Prescott against Washington could still put you good points, but Trevor Lawrence has been on a heater, absolute heater. I might go Trevor Lawrence, but I would respect if you kept with Dak, just like Mike kept with Justin Herbert last week, and you just keep with the girl that you took with the dance. What I would really do, though, more seriously, I might move off Justin Jefferson, try to fit in Genty or Fannin. I would maybe not play Fannin because they play Pittsburgh, but maybe Egbuka against Miami. Maybe Genty against the Giants. Maybe fit those people, because I think those people are going to get you some more points. I just cannot trust Justin Jefferson with this quarterback situation, and I think that might be your weakness. Move Mike Evans up, move McMillan up, switch out for maybe Genty. Would be my best. And then also get Audric Estime, or whatever his name is. Get him out and put Genty in. I don't know why he's in your lineup right now. That would be my analysis.
I like it.
What's your analysis for you, Mike?
I don't really know, man. I'm a little worried with the Justin Herbert explosion this week, and worried he's going to have a down week next week. My team,
they're playing Houston, and that's a great defense.
Yeah. So I think George Pickens has been a huge bright spot for me. Same with Jamar Chase. So I'm not worried about them. Uncle Rico and Hampton, I need more production from Uncle Rico. They have a tough game
against the Seahawks, yeah.
Against the Seahawks. And is it on the road? No, it's not. It's at home. Thank God. So
you're not gonna put Breece Hall in? I thought he was this absolute unbelievable guy.
You're an idiot.
I'm just saying.
Not against New England, no. So gonna roll with I'm pretty much rolling with the lineup I have, except with my flex with George Kittle. He's questionable right now.
Low ankle
I don't
sprain.
know if I'm gonna don't know if I'm gonna roll with him. You could see
Chicago.
Harvey. I know. Could see Harvey sliding into the lineup there. They play at Kansas City. So you could see Harvey slipping his way on into the lineup there. That might be the guy that I'm going with. Not going to go with Brock Bowers. So I think what you're seeing is the same lineup I have right here. I might move off of Jalen Waddle, honestly, with them deciding not to play Tua. Who knows what the hell's going on in Miami? So you could see the Kittle Waddle right here. That's where I could be making some changes. Not sure what I'm going to do right there. But outside of that, I don't think you're going to see my lineup change. I think I'm rolling with what I got right here. So, I mean, potentially could slide Sam Darnold in. I just don't know if I could forgive myself if I did that in a loss. I think I'm probably just going to roll with Herbert. So,
I mean,
that's really where
Sam
I'm
Darnold against Carolina.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard because it's going to be a tough matchup for the Chargers, and it's one of those things they have to win because they're trying to get that week 1 bye. They're trying to overtake Denver.
The Chargers are, right?
Yeah, because right now, Chargers play against Houston, Denver plays against Kansas City. Then for the next week or the week after, for the final week of the regular season, they both play each other. So if they both win this upcoming week, it will be whoever wins that game decides who wins the AFC West and gets that bye week. So Chargers are rolling fast, so they got to win that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a hard pickup. So
we'll see.
Who do you think honestly will win? Let's take all the bias out. Do you think that you can? Do you think you have what it takes with your team right now to beat Shawn? And if so, how many points do you think you need to feel comfortable? I got it locked.
I'm gonna say the same thing I said last week. If I score 190 points,
you're chilling.
Shawn beats me,
so be it.
I'm good. So be it. I think if I can score 190, I have a pretty good shot at winning. Yeah, that's how I feel. I really think this game can go either way. I really don't have like a good feeling about it. I just don't. I mean, unless he jinxes himself like Kevin did. I mean, if Kevin doesn't send that text message, Kevin could be in the final game right now. Let's just call it
God intervention.
I mean, Kevin sent that message and it really altered the course of that game. So if he didn't do that, it could be we could be singing a totally different song right now. So I really could go either way. I feel good about my chances. Like I said, I feel good about Dallas being eliminated and Prescott not really being the guy. But like you said, it may not matter. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it is. Yeah, that's how I feel. How about you? What do you think?
I feel like it's going to be a close game. I think Shawn might just have enough gas in the tank to make it 10 wins on the bounce. And I really think it has to do just with matchups. I think you have the harder opponents.
I agree.
Justin Herbert against Houston, that is a very hard test. Carolina against Seahawks, very hard. Then again, Chargers against Houston for Amarion Hampton, hard matchups. And then you look over to Shawn's opponents, Dak Prescott up against Washington, that looks great. Bijan up against the Rams, but it is Bijan. Chase Brown against the Arizona, that's a good matchup for him. I'm saying to get rid of Justin Jefferson and try to fit in Genty against Giants. That's a great matchup. Overall, Mike Evans against Miami. Like, I just think he has the better matchups, and I think that might be the ticket that gets him the win. I got to go for him. No offense, Mike. I think almost everybody's rooting for Shawn. I definitely think you are the I wouldn't say you're the underdog, but I definitely you're the villain.
Let's just say right now, what are we playing for here? We're playing for, if I win, the commissioner and one of the hosts of the Boys Are Back in Town podcast to win, which obviously would give me so much clout and so much ammunition to lord over everybody's head next season as we continue to do this amazing podcast. So that's what we're playing for on one side. On the other side, if Shawn wins, it completes one of the most historic runs in fantasy football history that we have seen by any player. And the trophy stays in the Melton household for 2 years in a row, which is a narrative that we have not talked about until right now. He is playing not only for himself, but he is playing for Team Melton. And if he wins, Shawn and Tori could say, hey, this is our league. And they could start their own podcast and kick us out because they're the back-to-back Melton household champions.
I wouldn't say that. If Tori would have made it to the playoffs, then yeah, maybe she could join in on that. But honestly, I see it more of Tori gets to look at the trophy and be like, damn, I suck. Because I lost it to my husband and had an absolutely abysmal run.
No, I don't think that's it at all.
That's
I
how
think you're.
that's how I see it.
Well, you can say it that way, but I think that if the trophy stays in the same household, like it's a pretty. I feel like that's a pretty cool thing.
That is a pretty cool thing. Yeah, I think overall it gives me very much 2016 Golden State Warriors versus Cleveland Cavaliers sort of vibes a little bit. We'll see what happens. Mike, you are here's my comment and here's my question. My comment is I have two questions, one for you, one for Shawn. You are no newbie to pressure of being the bad guy, of being the big bad. So how do you feel with this overarching pressure where 9 out of the 10 people probably want to see you lose?
I don't feel bad about it at all. I think the pressure is more on Shawn.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, dude, you got to win 10 games in a row.
I don't think the pressure's on Shawn at all.
Okay.
If Shawn loses, he went from us making fun of him saying, "Hey, get your ACT pencil ready," to making money no matter what. So if he finishes second, oh, that sucks, but man, I had a generational run either way. You have been sneaking between the top, like you almost you'll have an even greater fall than me because you at least made it to the finals, but you and me, just like me, have been bouncing around first place, first or second this entire time. Most 200 points in the entire league. You are the absolute giant, and for you to not finish it across the line to completion, I think there's more pressure on you.
Okay.
I personally think that. And then my second question, and this is more, what do you think? Do you think Shawn has the right to talk a lot of smack if he wins? If he went this entire run being, I'm just a little Shawn, I don't do much. Oh, my team can't do this. Oh, my team can't do that. Do you think he can talk all the smack? Like, if he beats you, then he's like, next thing you know, he's sending texts like, oh, when am I taking over the pod? Stuff like that. What do you think?
I think that's Shawn's personality. I don't know. I agree. He needs to drop the charade.
Drop
like
the charade.
His team's not bad. Like, stop. No. We know it's not bad.
Drop the charade. Drop it.
Get out of here.
Drop it, or you can't talk smack when you get the trophy.
Well, I just
know what?
I think it's time to wrap this thing up. Let's just call it like it is. This is going to be released on Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas.
No one might even watch this thing.
Probably not. But Merry Christmas. It was fun.
But Merry Christmas. It was fun. And hey, championship game is here, baby.
Good luck. Good luck to you, Mike. Good luck to you, Shawn. I just hope that it's a good game. And I hope we get a lot of just fun with it. But until then, until next week, before New Year's, we'll say this, the last VOD might be a little bit late. We got something cooking. The next VOD is the last VOD of the season, where we're gonna talk. We're gonna have our biggest winner. We're gonna have our biggest loser. We're gonna have our third place person. All of that sort of stuff. It might be a few weeks until we get that video posted. We got some things working on it that we need to prepare. So stay tuned for it. It will come. It just might not be next week. We got some things we got to do. But until then, Merry Christmas to you guys. Happy New Year's. Hopefully 2026 is good. And we'll see you on the next one.
Football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, football, football.